When replacing your furniture doors, the easiest way to get the correct dimensions is to simply measure the old doors that you are updating. If these are not available, however, there are a couple of simple steps to follow in order to ensure a perfect fit. Following these steps is straightforward, and you can easily do this yourself with only a tape measure and a pencil. To ensure that your doors open and close with ease, door and drawer fronts are generally a little smaller than their carcass. The general rule of thumb is to allow for a 2.5mm gap around the new door. An evenly spaced gap on all sides not only allows sufficient tolerance for painting the door, but it also improves the overall visual effect and look of your furniture units. You will need to leave a 2.5mm gap wherever the door sits next to a solid surface. In order to accurately allow for these gaps, the style, type and arrangement of the doors that you're replacing will also need to be taken into consideration. Simply follow these basic formulas to assist you in your measuring. When measuring the width of a single carcass, simply subtract 5mm from the total width of the carcass unit. When measuring the width of a double carcass, subtract 8mm, as this leaves a 2.5mm gap either side and 3mm in the centre. When measuring the height of a base carcass, subtract 3mm from the overall height of the carcass to allow for a gap between the door and the worktop. As the plinth is set back, no gap is required at the bottom of the unit. When measuring the height of a wall carcass that has a lighting trim at the bottom, subtract 5mm from the overall height of the carcass. If your wall carcass does not have a lighting trim, simply subtract 3mm. For a wardrobe door, you would subtract 5mm from the overall height, as these usually feature a skirting board and a cornice, both of which will require a gap.